In many of your industries, there might be a stigma associated with your product or service, for example, matchmaking or life coaching. In other cases, it might not be as serious as a stigma. Your target audience might have a misinformed negative perception of your business. For example, for financial consultancy, your prospects may not be very open to listening to your pitch. They have preconceived notions about the product or service that make them closed up. So what can you do in those instances? Well, I came across a great example recently. Someone was going door to door distributing this interesting card to every household in my neighborhood. He knocked on my door and handed me this card or brochure. It says, free kids program for 0 to 12 years old, and then followed by movies, fun games, goodie bags. This caught my attention immediately because who doesn't like free things? What's more, this brochure is very well designed and colorful. It looks like an international entertainment company is coming to town or something. I was interested, so I googled for this place indicated on the card, Victoria Family Center, and I found out that it is actually a church, a place of worship, not so much a fun fair like what I thought. From a marketing standpoint, I felt that this is a great idea by the church. The angle is very well thought out. If the brochure talks about the religious stuff, I might not take a look. Instead, it is promoting a free event for families. It gets my attention. Without going into any discussion about religions, right? I think this provides a great lesson for marketers. We should open up a conversation with people based on things that people are interested in, such as their family, movies, or free things. Once you get the attention, you can transition into a topic that you want to bring across. You should not be talking about your product or service right from the start, especially if your audience has a certain preconceived notion about your product that may not be true. In the business world, one company that does this very well is Lunch Actually. It is a matchmaking company. At the time when they started in around 2004, people are still having a strong stigma around going for blind dates or using a matchmaking service. People have negative feelings about it, such as skepticism or apprehension about going on a blind date. Lunch Actually was aware of all that preconceived notions. That's why they don't use the direct terms such as dating or qubit in their brand name or marketing materials. Their premise is to connect people over a casual lunch and see where things go from there. It is not positioned as an intimidating blind date, but as a session to get to know each other. Their target audience are singles looking for the other half. And in Singapore at that time, there was a market gap because people were always busy working and don't have time to socialize and know more people. They will not go for traditional matchmaking service like those in Chinatown because of the stigma. When Lunch Actually was launched, they reduced the stigma of matchmaking service by reframing the solution. It worked very well and the company grew by leaps and bounds. They basically introduced matchmaking to Singapore. Of course, right now, people are very open to the idea of using dating apps and going for blind dates. There is hardly any stigma associated with blind dates now. I mean, you won't feel embarrassed telling your friends that you are using a dating app at all. However, that wasn't the case in the past. People only started to get used to it after it became the norm. Likewise, what do you think of the idea of seeing a psychologist or a life coach? If you tell your friends you are seeing a life coach, will they judge you? They might think that there is something wrong with you. In our agency, we are helping a life coach client do marketing. And the first thing we did was to clarify the preconceived notions that people have about the service of life coaching. Although some people might be open to the idea, but for the vast majority of the market in Singapore, life coaching is still quite obscure. You might even say that there is a stigma associated with it. People might think that there is something wrong with a person going for life coaching. We have two approaches here when we craft the ads. First, we straight out address the elephant in the room. We say that going for life coaching is for maximizing your potential rather than curing your weakness. The second approach is to go indirect. We use stories and other points of interest to lead into the topic rather than going direct. We don't tell people we are a life coach company directly. We start with a common problem like career stagnation, family conflicts that people face. We lead in from there. Similarly, if you are in a saturated market, for example in the finance industry, people might be desensitized to your ad messages because they have been bombarded with too many marketing messages. In this case, you might want to go in with a different angle, an indirect angle. For example, if you sell corporate insurance, you can partner with a corporate gift company and position yourself as a corporate welfare specialist. If you sell insurance policy for families, you can position yourself as a parenting finance specialist. This way you don't go into a topic head-on. You come across as interesting and refreshing. Whichever approach you choose, you have to understand the preconceived notions of your target audience. As the legendary copywriter Robert Collier said, always enter the conversation that's already taking place in customers' minds. Thanks for watching this video. Do like, subscribe, and press the bell notification button so that when new videos are released, you will be notified. I'll catch you soon.